everybody. Welcome to Paranormal. Wait, open-minded paranormal skeptics. I don't know what just happened. You know what it was? I messed up the commercial. The name didn't match the face, and it threw me off. Welcome, guys. Hello, Larissa. Hello, Marlena.
Hi.
Hello.
We have a special guest tonight, who is not Beth O'Brien. It is Casey Mauger. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Casey.
How's everyone doing?
Okay.
Good.
It's Wednesday.
That
It's
it
hump
is.
day. It's midweek. Just doing what we can to get through it, Casey. That's all.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Survive. Sky, this is you. This is you and Marlena tonight. I'm taking a break. I'm just here hanging out.
Hey, Frank.
That's fun.
Frank said drink some wine.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I have an interview and I'm afraid of what I'll say.
Facebook user, who are you? We need to know your name.
Hello, Facebook user. If you're on Third Eye Events, you gotta let us know who you are, or we're clueless. We don't like the guessing game that much. Hello.
Oh, thank you for sharing it.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
We love that.
Wait, Larissa, you want to be up here, right?
Yeah, I want to hang out like I'm with you, but not do anything. I'm going to try something new.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you meant you didn't want me to bring you on stage. I was like, I can throw you back. It's okay.
Hi, Shane. Guys, just real quick, Angie and Shane from Low Country Paranormal are down in South Carolina. They're a new team, and they're freaking awesome. Just so you guys know, they share everything. They're super supportive. They're para-unity all the way. Just so you guys know.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. Thank you.
Yay.
I think. Oh, Alan loves
Welcome
you. He said your name twice already.
Awesome. Well, I love Alan too. So he and I have quite the paranormal romance going on right now.
Yeah, you'll have to get in line because Marlena's husband is actually his paranormal husband. So
yeah, they kind of made it a romance.
Yeah,
the past month.
You could be his mistress though. Thank you guys.
Ooh,
an investigation this weekend.
Yay, so do we.
Yeah, so do we.
But who is this? Who has it?
I think it's the same person.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Is this one Shane? I think they're all Shane.
I think so.
So he has an investigation, you guys have an investigation, and I am headed back to Pennhurst on Friday night.
Ooh, nice.
We're actually doing our event at the Civil War Exchange, which you missed out on, Casey, because I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't know excuse.
No, that's Jacqueline, it says. Okay. It's
Woo.
Wait, what? I'm a free agent.
Whoever you are, I'm a free agent acceptor of money, so.
Investigator.
Listen, we're not doing that. See my comment on that other link. Facebook user.
Maybe
Casey, this is. I don't know. Casey, you got to tell us who you are. You have to introduce who you are.
So I'm Casey. I am, I kind of call myself an amateur investigator. Larissa has told me that's not true. I travel way too much to be considered an amateur at this point. I've been doing it probably for about a year total. It started for me with just a simple public investigation at Pennhurst, actually, and the stuff I experienced that night got me hooked. I've always been interested in this stuff, books and the TV shows, and I have a BS in mechanical engineering, so my approach is kind of one on the scientific side of things, and that about sums it up.
Now, why are you a guest on our show tonight, Casey? Where'd you come from?
One of the events I attended so far this year was your public event at Hell House, and that's how I met you and Alan and the rest of the team, and now you can't get rid of me.
Correct. This is correct. He has a punch card.
Yes. And you were with us this past weekend, right?
Yes, I was at the mill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Alan will tell you that he and I were already trading messages and files back and forth last night because
Oh, wow.
I probably have over 3 hours worth of audio that I collected. And just in the first hour of audio, Alan and I both were going back and forth because we were in the same space recording and collecting evidence, and he and I were like, "Did you get this? Did you get this? Yeah, I got this. Send me the file." So, yeah.
And what about your abilities that you tell people you don't have and then show up and have?
I can't. I think when I was younger, I had some things going on. And if you're not really exercising that muscle, so to speak, it kind of goes away. And I've noticed in the past year by going and doing these investigations, it's kind of like it's hard to explain. It's more just a feeling sometimes than anything else. It's that how do I put it? It's that sensation of like being watched, but something a bit stronger than that for me at this point. But that about covers it for me when it comes to that. And somebody says empathic, that's probably true at this point.
Can I just point something out? Because I hear this empath thing all the time, and I am certainly no expert, but I do want to say something about being an empath. Everybody's an empath. It's what separates us from animals. We all pretty much should. I mean, except for the sociopaths, narcissists, and serial killers that we come into contact with, I'm sure, all the time. The first two, at least. You're supposed to have empathy, but there is definitely prudence or some credence to being sensitive to, and having some form of psychic abilities, which is above an empath, in my opinion, and from what I have seen other people do. And as a medium walking around with you, I can tell what that you're more of a person who can sense, like you were saying, you can feel energy around you. I bet if you continue to do this, you would start to get sight. You would start to hear more. You probably already hear more now than you did before, because they kind of come, the clairs, as they call them, as you do a little bit more, you tend to develop the others. And at least that's what happened with me. Like I said, I don't know how it is for others. I know Sky's still developing her abilities, so maybe her and Marlena had gone through this too. Maybe they can speak on that, on the development of how that goes. I was born with all five, so I can't really.
I mean, for me at this point, I'm certainly not seeing or hearing anything that I think that other people aren't.
Okay.
But
so you don't hear, because there was a few times during the investigation that I heard something and you heard something and other people didn't.
maybe I just didn't take
Notice it? Yeah,
of
because
it.
I said a few times, I said, I just heard kids, and you were like, yeah, me too. Nobody else heard the kids. That's clairaudience. So, anyway, it's just my 2 cents, guys.
No, I think you're right. Like when you're developing them, they come slowly, depending on how you're working on them. I think you're right because I wasn't always hearing things, but our last investigation, there was something in my ear like consistently throughout the night.
Yep, you open yourself
because I thought it was a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. By the way, guys, so if you remember the one EVP we did, hi Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
And by the way, hi Dave, Mr. Childers. I saw him pop up too. If you guys remember the EVP episode of Ops that we did with Natalie Kreider with the Jesus Christ, the really, really loud EVP, I heard that at that decibel in my ear, and other people did not. So the more you do it, the closer to being more human and less disembodied it will start to sound.
Yeah.
It gets confusing, guys. You start to wonder who's real and who's not.
You almost feel like you're going crazy. You feel like you're going crazy. Yeah.
Well, I already know I'm nuts, so that's a wrap. And Casey, I have a special video for you and Mr. Childers because I shared this with him, and Mr. Brandon Cooper if he's watching. Today I talked to turkeys and they talked back to me.
Oh man, here we go.
Why are we talking to turkeys?
It's a part 2.
Because they ran across the road. There were 2 of them. They were big and they needed to be talked to. So I stopped. I gobbled. They gobbled back. Samara caught it on video. She's mortified that she's my daughter. She'll get over it eventually.
She won't. She won't. My grandmother talked to a buffalo when I was like 9, and I will never forget it. It's on video. I showed that video in my class in 5th grade. Never again.
Well, someday you guys will get to watch my Excuse me, I'm the bird whisperer, okay? I talk to chickens too. I am not selective.
Listen, we kept that clip in our podcast during the podcast of you going off like
I did. I kept the rooster noise in the podcast episode. You're welcome.
Maybe before I get off, I'll crow for you guys.
Oh my.
So Casey, tell us why you're on here today.
Yeah, where's our off the rails? Do I still have it?
Yeah, where's our off the rails guy?
Well, I that's normally me typing that in when it happens, but now I'm actually on the show, so you won't get my typed comments.
It's all right. I made a banner just for you.
What's the
Look what Sarah. That was pretty good.
Okay.
I'm done.
Guys, if you can't have fun, what can you do?
I'm just sitting here wondering what all the friends I told to watch tonight are thinking.
Look, we are a paranormal. We are serious about this examination of evidence. Once we get to it, we've got to get through the formalities.
Yes. Turkey Whisperer is done now. We can move on.
Till the chicken sound randomly shows up.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. She's bound to do it somewhere.
I'm going to do it on an investigation, and you're all going to wonder if it's a ghost chicken.
We'll send it to Sarah. She'll be happy.
Okay, all right. In all seriousness, Casey, you came on and you have your own evidence.
Yes,
Right?
I think there's two EVPs from Hell House. One of them was with a group EVP session in the freezer area, and the other one was upstairs with the group at the urn.
Were you with Bravo or Alpha during the urn?
I was
Me.
with Alan, but you weren't with us at the time.
Okay. Okay.
You were free roaming that night.
Like a chicken. Circled back.
Oh, that's funny, Frank.
We all operate on the same brain cell, my friends.
So the first EVP, let's hear it.
Yep.
Do we want to do the freezer or the urn room?
The
Freezer.
urn.
Oh, urn.
I thought
All
he was
right.
talking urn.
Urn? Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to let it loop twice.
Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla?
This one's real faint.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you listen, if it's real quiet and you listen after she asks that question, there's a yes, but it's real faint on the audio.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody else heard it.
I hear it. I
You
hear
want me to
it.
play it another time?
Right there before it restarts again. Yeah.
I'm going to play it again.
Okay.
Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla?
Does anybody else hear it?
It's faint.
Yeah.
Very faint. Very faint. But it's there. I heard yes. Yep.
Yep.
So that room, we might as well talk about what's in that room. Do you remember what's in there, Casey?
Yeah, that's the there's an urn in there with ashes that Angie had found in the trash, we were told. And it has the person's name and date of birth and the date and the date of her death on the top of the urn. And so we were speaking her name, Marla, asking questions. And that's a response that I picked up. I can only assume that would be the voice of whoever is attached to that urn.
I have spoken to
Yeah.
Marla in that room. Have you, Marlena? Have you connected with her?
I connected to her, but not talking wise.
Well,
More-
I did speak with her a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't know. I know Angie tried to track down the family and they didn't want anything to do with the urn. And that segues right into the whole connecting thing. I kind of was trying to get a read on her on why they didn't want her ashes. And I did get some background story from her. It was very sad. But then when I got a little too deep, she's like cut off communication with me. So now when I go in that room, she won't speak with me. She'll only speak with like tour guests. Happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad, but you know what happened to her is very sad. But at least Angie gave her a home,
Yeah.
and she's there. I don't know what she looks like though. She will not show me what she looks like.
Mhm.
So
We'll have to try to get that.
yeah,
Try to see if we can get a picture or something.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
the
definitely.
more
Well, we
people that come in.
were in that room asking questions, and we weren't getting. Alan had set up the device he has under the glass dome,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get something to happen with that, and nothing was happening. We kept getting like sounds or knocks or shuffling in the room behind us,
Yeah,
and then that was we'd turn around and look, and then we'd ask more questions, and that's around the time I picked up that EVP.
Yeah. She whenever we do an EVP in that room, or we do any kind of experiment, we'll hear kids, we'll hear running, we'll hear footsteps, we'll hear stuff in the hallway behind us. It's actually really creepy.
Yeah.
So
Anything to get us out of that room.
pretty much. It's uncomfortable in there. And in the movie, that's the 2C. That's where I think that's like a famous room where the one girl gets murdered, and yeah, it's just a creepy room.
It's real confined.
Yeah.
It feels like the room is like right on top of you.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely. I agree. Frank wants to hear it again.
He does, yeah.
Okay.
Say it again. Did it play?
No.
Are you still in here, Marla?
Why is it doing that?
Are you still in here, Marla?
Let me try putting it on loop.
Yep.
Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla?
Gotta get out.
Say again, you broke up.
Sky.
I don't know what's up with her. She's like frozen or something.
I think she's
I think
muted.
She was
There
muted.
we go.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Your lips were moving, but we couldn't hear you.
Okay. Sorry. I was hitting buttons and didn't realize it.
Oh.
Jeez.
I need my computer back.
Definitely.
I gotta bring the computer with.
So
Yeah.
what's the other clip we have? I mean, I say honestly, I'll be honest, I'll just tell you my take on that. I wasn't in the room. You were there, Casey, so you would know if somebody was whispering in the background. When we go on these tours, sometimes people talk. We could tell them over and over again, please don't whisper, but they still do it. So at that moment in time, I don't know if everybody in the room was being quiet. For me, I say it's paranormal because I trust that you were with Alan and that it wouldn't make it to the show if it wasn't paranormal. But, a skeptic could say who was in the room on the tour and were they whispering?
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
I will have to say that night we had a really good group. When we did EVP sessions, everyone was quiet. We didn't really have anyone like kind of whispering back and forth. So we went and we're trying to hear and listen and experience things. Everybody was kind of locked into the experience.
Awesome. Yeah. I remember that the groups were really good too, and we had 3 tour groups going in the house that night, and you can't hear the other groups. You can't even hear them in that session. That's how spacious the house is, and that's how well organized the tour groups were. So I'd be willing to say that it wasn't coming from outside the room, like outside noise at all. If it was coming from anywhere, it would be another tour guest. But again, I trust that you're saying they weren't speaking.
The only thing that's part of a larger audio clip. The only thing we never heard anything talking, but you'd pick up footsteps of other people moving around, and that would be about it. Because there were a couple like free roamers going through as we were doing our thing, but they were all really good too because they were quiet and respectful of the groups that were going through there.
Yeah, they were pretty seasoned.
It was a good group of people as a whole. Everybody that was there wasn't anybody that was out of control.
Oh, who is that wants to come to Hell House? Let's go. Come on down. we do overnights. We lock in. And if you survive, you get the key in the morning to get out.
Turn the bathroom on from you from a certain time to a certain time.
Oh, Shane, yeah. Let's go, Shane. Come on.
So my friend Michelle, who was with me that night, texted me because she's trying to comment and she can't figure out how to get her comments to work.
Oh.
So,
What does she want to say? Tell us what she wants to say.
I'll have to wait till she texts me again.
Okay.
Oh.
Unless she gave up.
Yeah. So, what's your take, guys? What do you think? Paranormal, not paranormal?
For us, I think it's paranormal.
I'd say paranormal, knowing the background to the room.
Yeah.
It is so low too, and it's like wispy, like yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who would talk like that. Like what person would talk that way in the background, but
yeah.
I'll just start leaving my name after everything. That's good, Shane, because we don't know why it says Facebook user. We're on episode.
That as leaving.
Yeah. Well, I don't have glasses on, even though I was prescribed them. I'm sure it doesn't say that.
I know, but it says learning, and leaving sounds better than learning.
Oh, where was that?
That was
2C.
2C, the half that has like the little couch thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's an urn in there on the table, Sarah. Okay.
Dave says paranormal. Frank says paranormal. Yeah.
All right. Dave was there. Dave was in that group. Definitely, I heard it very low, but I definitely heard it. Yes. Awesome. Let's see what the freezers got, guys.
Yes.
What we got there?
All right.
Can you make the ball on the floor light up?
Do you like her?
Can you make the ball on the floor light up?
Do you like her?
Can you make...
I hear something, but I can't tell what it is.
I don't know if it says not allowed or something allowed is what it sounds like to me.
She asked the question, can you make the lights light up? And then there's a delay, and I hear not now.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Sky, what about you?
See, I thought the same as Shane. I'm muted
It's
again.
loud.
Sorry. I thought the same as Shane. I thought it was loud. Like they said it's loud.
It's loud. That's interesting. So, yeah, can I give you contacts before you play it again, though? Because you guys, we've all been there a few times now.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. You guys, what room was that? Was in the freezer downstairs, right? We know Robbie follows us around that house. Robbie's a little boy. Yeah. Robbie, we believe, is attached to the land, not necessarily the house. Robbie and his sisters play in there a lot, and we bring them light up toys. Now, the original settlers here were Amish. They didn't, you know what that is like. No electricity, not playing with lights and stuff like that. Whenever we're investigating the house, and especially in Paul's room, which is where the kids are usually like jumping on the beds, whenever the dad comes in, the kids leave. They cease all activity. They'll stop touching the balls and everything. So it's also a haunted attraction. So it's loud for an entire month. it's loud during other times of the year too when Angie does other events out of there too. So I would think that it would be more like not allowed, as in not allowed to touch the lights before it would be it's loud.
Yeah.
And I got one from my listening to it. I always thought it said not now. Like she had asked the question, you want to touch that, light that up, and somebody responds, not right now.
And maybe that could be it too. Like, I'm not gonna do it for you. I mean, that makes sense too. I mean, let's just hear it again, I guess, right? Hi. Hi, Ken. That's Dr. Ken. It's my buddy.
We're gonna play it again.
All right.
All
We're
right.
gonna play it again.
Are you still in
Wait.
here, Marla?
Wrong one.
Can you make the ball on the floor light up?
Do you like her?
Can you make the ball on the floor light up?
Do you like her?
Yeah, not allowed makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of, yeah. Context. Like I mean, you try to put into context ghosts, spirits, which is hard to do. Shane said he still hears it's loud.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It's loud.
I think for the first time of having an EVP, everybody has a different opinion.
Yep. But we
Yeah.
all know it's not. We all know that word's in there.
Not now. Yeah.
Not something is in there.
We all hear something. That's what's important.
That's the important part.
Yeah. In response to a question.
We're not all nuts. So in that room, again, I guess the question would be for the skeptics out there, who was talking? Would they say not allowed or not now? I don't know. I don't know why we would say either, or it's loud. Why would somebody whisper in the tour, it's loud or not allowed? I don't know. I'm not sure.
But it's definitely something. There's something there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's definitely paranormal for me. I don't know about you guys.
Sounds paranormal to me too.
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes.
You're gonna say paranormal? See, we do this show, and it's called open-minded because we want people to be open-minded about the paranormal, but we also want that skepticism because if everybody said everything was paranormal, the entire field would be a joke. So we do need that healthy dose of skepticism. Awesome, Dr. Ken.
Yeah.
Awesome. But I do like that we do it in this forum because we need the outside perspective. We're in Hell House all the time. It's our hosting venue. We're kind of biased. I mean, I can give you context of what a ghost would say in there. I can't give you that for Penhurst. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had things happen in the freezer. So, yeah, it's paranormal. It sounds like it's something in response to the question. Whatever it is that we heard is close enough to an answer.
Absolutely. Now, Alan actually got stabbed in the stomach. Well, he feels he got stabbed in the stomach outside of that freezer. So we normally, just so you know, Casey, fun fact, we normally don't even stop in the freezer to do EVPs. This was like the first time that we actually really paid much attention to it and took advantage of the fact that it's basically a giant Faraday box. And I'll tell you, we did it again for the filming of Global Ghost Hunt, which that video will be out here in a few days, guys. So if you were at Global, we will be releasing it. But we did it again in there for that. And again, we got a ton of EVPs, a ton, like more than the normal amount. So
that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. So that spot's definitely a good spot for EVP sessions.
And I think it's
we had the twister set up in there too.
The way it's built is it's quiet. It insulates any outside noise pollution from coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely something else. I was actually just at Hell House after doing some spring cleaning, and Angie asked me to go over there and shut all the doors. She left all the doors, like airing it all out to get the carpets all cleaned and whatnot. Let me tell you, never will I be in that house alone. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care. No, just no. And I know those ghosts. I don't know what's going on in there, but it was like they were having a party, jumping on my head. I felt like I was just walking through cobwebs, and noises, voices, footsteps, giggling. Alan was even creeped out. At one point, he got locked out of the house, and I was alone in the bar. Casey, where that one guy, like that creepster's in the corner, I was stuck right there. You have no idea how petrified I was. I was frozen in place until he came back in the house.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's just creepy.
Oh, bye,
Thanks,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
She said good EVPs.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
Speaking of which, guys, I also have to run. Casey, I didn't want to miss it, but I have to get prepped for my interview here. So awesome evidence as always, and
luck,
we're gonna
good
do
luck.
this. We're gonna do this again for the mill. So
Yeah,
all right, guys.
absolutely. I'm still working my way through that stuff from Saturday.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks, guys, that I talked to tonight and saw, and anybody watching in the future. We'll see you next time.
Let us know.
I will.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. All right, on to the next one.
That was
that
it.
was
There was
it.
only 2 EVPs.
Aw, really?
God, I'm upset.
Well, that's the last of my stuff from Hell House. My other things were used last Monday night with the episode with Daryl.
We stole your show. We stole your show.
That's fine. Now it just means
Oh,
all the stuff I find from the night at the mill I have to hoard until I get to come back on.
yeah,
you go.
don't release it until you're ready to be on and talk about it.
Tell Alan no.
Well, there's going to be an SLS video that Alan took of me doing a Phasma session that was probably one of the more intense experiences that I've had. I listened back to the audio of them asking questions, and I've done that quite a few times, that and type of an Estes session, but it's the first time I've ever kind of been physically affected while I was doing it. Like I started to, like my chest got tight, and then I smelled burning wood while I was doing it. It was so weird. And Alan, they told me after I took the headphones off and handed the tablet back to him that there was a figure who had either had its hands on my head or its hands over my head. It was yeah, that'll be an interesting one down the road. Alan will share that with you guys.
Mangus Mills was like a little playhouse. Thanks for pulling that back up.
You're welcome.
What adventures I have coming up? I'm going to Penhurst with a group of friends on Friday night, and then after that, things are kind of wide open. I'm going to try to head to the Wilson Castle with you guys in October.
Okay.
That's high on my list.
Are you doing the
Paracon? Don't know yet. We'll see how. What else is
Paracon? Casey.
That's the biggest event. You can't miss the biggest event, Casey.
And that's in August? September.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I'm doing next month, and you want me to go plan all the way out in September?
Yes.
Alan's about to sucker you in.
Yeah, come in.
Alan's gonna throw them all at you, and you're gonna.
throw you the
along for
fishing
ride.
pole and
You're
roll
stuck.
you in. I don't know.
And definitely I've looked at the Fort Mifflin one is interesting as well. I have not been there. So that's a place I'd like to get to, different places with different places I haven't been yet. You know,
Okay.
I was myself and a group of friends and some new friends that I made the trip to Crescent Sanatorium on St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh,
So I've
nice.
done that this year. That was that's definitely a place I need to go back to. We did not have what you'd call ideal weather that night. We all went out to dinner and it was like 48 and a little bit rainy. And then we made the 9-mile drive up the hill on US 22, and it was 10 degrees colder and the wind was blowing at about 20 to 30 miles an hour the whole night.
Yee.
So it was a lot of time walking the place. The whole floor, the layout of the place is just it's huge. So we spent quite a lot of time trying to navigate around the place. You come around the corner of a building and a 30-mile-an-hour wind hits you in the face, and then I think there was a point in the night where we were walking around outside and a snow squall rolled through. So there was a lot of I've got a lot of audio and video that's there's just a ton of wind noise where we had hoped that there was a lot of the sounds we were getting were knocks and footsteps in the buildings, but you can't really say that it's anything, because you also hear a lot of wind noise while we're up there.
That's crazy. I wouldn't want to stay there in that cold. I don't like the cold. It kills me sometimes at Hell House. I'm like, I know we're inside, but I'm cold.
It's like 10, 15 degrees colder inside than it is outside.
That's when you know the house is really insulated the good old fashioned way.
Bitter.
Well, it was that Hell House night was a Friday the 13th in January, and
Yeah.
that was a cold night. It was actually warmer in the basement when we went down there than it was in the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell House gets cold in the winter. For those of
Yeah.
you that investigate in the wintertime, it's freezing. Gloves, jackets.
Not even gloves. You need like the heated gloves, like with the hand.
Oh yeah.
The hand warmers.
And the toe warmers. Don't forget the toe warmers.
Yeah, the toe warmers. Just wear a suit with warmers all over it. You'll be fine.
Well, we were prepared for the cold, or at least I was, when we were at Crescent. Like, I had insulated underwear on and insulated gloves and socks, but after about 7 or 8 hours of that, it only works for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you going to halfway to Halloween? You're not going to halfway to Halloween.
No, that's is that this Saturday or is that next Saturday?
No, that's next Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my trip on Friday, so I have to 3 weeks in a row, probably not in the works.
Got ya. Okay, fine. We'll get you to Paracon.
We get it.
Oh. All right. What do you think, Sky?
You want to listen to the EVPs one more time, and then.
Oh, look at Alan Manson.
Wait.
There you go.
Alan's always looking for a bromance.
I know. Him and the bromance, man. I just can't. But yeah, I think we should play it like one after the other, and then yeah.
Okay. Just a fair warning. Now that I realize I messed up the beginning commercial name, I believe I did it with the ending commercial too. Only the name. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. But all right, I've been stressing about it the whole time. Once I saw that first one was messed up, I'm like, oh no. This is why we have people double check before we post.
Yes.
Okay, let's listen.
Are you still in here, Marla? Are you still in here, Marla?
Can you make the ball on the floor light up?
Do you like her?
Can you make the ball on the floor light up?
Do you like her?
I like that the more I played it, the louder it got and the more clear.
Yeah.
I'm not talking with Chicken Frank.
Yeah, I find that when I'm reviewing evidence, if you start looping that stuff, it becomes clearer. So I'm constantly like time stamping stuff and then going back and listening to it again and then going back and listening to it again. I think it's at least a good practice for me. I try to go through the audios and videos that I collect at least 2 or 3 times before I kind of say I'm done and found everything that's to be found. I've got like audio clips that I've shared with people I work with that picked up things that I didn't pick up even two times through, and then they'll like, well, you didn't hear this. And then I go back and find it again. So yeah, I think
that does happen a lot.
I think it's I'm a big supporter of like sharing everything I find. I think that the more people you can get to listen to your evidence or have a conversation about what you think you've got, I think that's invaluable to learning and stuff like that, because I still I've only been really at this a year, so I'm always trying to learn new things. And actually, Alan, that's just condensed down. There's that those audio files are still pretty much just in raw form. I didn't enhance them at all, and I didn't slow them down at all. So those are basically the raw forms of those audios. But I'm also, some people go set with an EVP session, ask the questions, and turn their recorders off. I'm notorious for turning my recorder on and setting it down for 10-15 minutes while we're in a space, and then going back through and listening to the whole thing.
That's good though. We do the same thing. It's really helpful.
It is good to have one running that long, or even longer. Like if you're running it throughout the entire night, it's a lot to go through, but the more evidence you get, the better.
And I really like when we're doing something, or if I'm recording somebody in our group doing an experiment or an Estes session or something along that lines, having a recorder that's away from me running at the same time. I have instances on things we've done where I've caught things audio on camera that I didn't catch on my digital recorder. And then I've caught things on my digital recorder that I haven't caught on my camera. So I'm a big believer in kind of redundancy of evidence collection when you're doing something too. It's a good backup to if you do catch something and then you catch it on multiple devices. I think that adds kind of some credibility to the evidence. I don't know what anybody watching thinks of that, or if I'm crazy.
No, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
The more you get, the better, better evidence. You can have a class A, you wouldn't even know. That's the best part.
But that's all I got on that.
Okay. I was waiting.
Wait.
I was like, we're good.
I thought
Alan wants to
Alan
know
asked
what
that
your
question.
overall thoughts are.
I thought it was an interesting experience because in a lot of cases I didn't know I had captured anything till I was gone and got home and listened through my stuff. It's definitely a unique place. You know, you can go from room to room and kind of the vibe changes in what's going on. But it's definitely a place that I'm going to get back to at some point to investigate. I do, like just for the number of EVPs I captured. And it seemed at that time, that night, that we thought it kind of, just because of how cold it was, we thought it was a quiet night there. And then I go through and I've got like 5 or 6 really good EVPs that we captured from that night.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
it was not a quiet night. They were chit-chatting and you can't hear them.
Yeah. They were jumping on people's heads, doing little tricks, and people were just walking by. I'm like, it's nothing. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Funny
But
for us, scary for them.
It sometimes it was so cold that night. It's tough to kind of focus on what you're doing when your toes are numb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever come to Hell House during like the winter seasons, dress warm. Just dress warm.
We mean that. Like
Yeah,
we are.
It was.
Mean that. Dress warm. Layers.
You know, there was when we got there, we knew what we were in for when we got there, and there's a big fire pit going outside to like kind of prep people with warmth.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interesting place. It's got a cool, it's got a unique vibe to it in general. You know, I was, you know, we picked that place to go there in January, just kind of like as a stopgap between the stuff we stopped doing in the fall till it got warm enough to go places in the spring. And I had more friends who were more excited because they were fans of the horror movie that was shot there than people were like, oh, you're going to investigate this place? Because it's also, you know, I thought it was cool because it's not a place that's necessarily on the map yet as being, you know, famously haunted.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
there hasn't been any like TV shows there or anything like that. And I think places like that, I think there's quite a few places like that that are really kind of like they're hidden gems for people to get out there and investigate. You know, just because and I'll say that to anybody watching, you know, just because you haven't seen the show on TV, I mean, you haven't seen the place on TV, doesn't mean it's not a good place to go check out. I think you should have an open mind and be willing to go check out any place out there, and you never know what you can find.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We like having you on, Casey. I think you were on the past 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks in a row.
You're better now.
I am. Is that may be am I like the first person to ever do that? Be on consecutive weeks as a guest?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think. Yes. You're first. Look at that. You're number 1, Casey. You're number 1.
And next week I will go back to making hashtags in the comments.
Oh, good. We need our off the record. We really do.
And when we can't have you, I made up the backup one.
See, we have it backed up.
If you ever miss a show, you got to let us know ahead of time, so I know I got to throw it up there myself.
Yeah.
Understood.
Oh, look, there goes the Alan off the rails.
But I do tell my friends in all honesty, and this is not a pitch, but that it's a fun watch on a Wednesday night. You guys do a great job, and it's entertaining, and it's the relaxed environment is inviting to anybody that wants to watch and comment. So I think that's what keeps some of us coming back.
Aw, that's awesome to hear. Thank you.
That's good. We appreciate that.
We appreciate that.
And you never know what
That's
you're going to
cool.
hear. You know, people could randomly disappear, or you hear chickens clucking, or
It's
know,
a turkey.
and sometimes I'm
feel
sitting and
very
watching,
called out.
and my brother in the other room is wondering what in the world I am laughing hysterically at.
Well, that brings more people on because they're trying to figure out what we're doing. Oh gosh.
See, people think we're funny.
Yeah.
We don't ever know what's happening, but she's the chicken and turkey whisperer. You're missing the turkey.
Where's the turkey, Alan? She's gonna kill us the next time she's on.
Well, I she's not watching anymore, but you have to ask Alan about the screenshot from one of my videos that I took. He needs to share that too. It's just one of those moments of Larissa and a very detailed severed head that I just giggled continuously looking at it, and I just kind of screenshot it and sent it to Alan for later ammunition.
I feel like we're gonna need bloopers. We're just gonna tie them all together.
So she's going to kill all of us.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's killing us all. Because I messed
here anymore. It's Larissa.
I changed Casey's name twice.
Oh man.
That's a husband that doesn't want to die.
That's a cover up. Hashtag cover up.
He's got that in his back pocket.
Yeah, waiting for the perfect moment.
But I don't know. I guess a question for you guys off the Hell House subject from the mill. How was, because I didn't get to see you guys before I left. How was your experience there
really good.
on Saturday night?
It's really good.
It was different. It was a very good experience. The group was really good. They were a great group of people to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mangus Mills is it was like a fun house. I think it brought something out in everybody.
Yeah. I think that's
I had a very.
I don't know. One of these episodes we're gonna have.
Yeah, as I'm going through, I'm sure I'll be letting Alan and Larissa know what kind of cool stuff, if anything, that I picked up there, because it was definitely and it's kind of interesting, even with Hell House being a haunted attraction, you can kind of move back and forth between spaces, and you kind of have some spaces where you can move bigger groups of people in. You didn't really have that there. Like, once you were in a space, you were kind of confined to that space, and you could only move forward. The only thing I really didn't like that night was the moving floor plates in the one building, where I nearly, thought I was going to break my neck trying to get across carrying my equipment. And
yeah, I stepped on the edges. That way they wouldn't move.
Yeah, you got to walk on the edges in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I would have completely wiped out, it would have made a one hell of an SLS video for Alan. Yeah, walking behind me.
Oh man, this is awesome. I liked Mangus Mill a lot. I really did. It was our first time there. I think Sky got questioned about that when we were there. They thought we were workers for Mangus Mill.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I walked outside of the house of Eyes, and I was like, that was it. there wasn't more to the building, and the guy was like, "Do you not work here?" I said, "No, I'm not even from here."
Yeah, and we thought they
I
would
don't know
know
where
from
I'm
our
going.
t-shirts. Like, the t-shirts and introducing ourselves and stuff. Like, we thought they would get that at the beginning, but I guess they really thought we were working for Mangus Mill.
Ow. Didn't
I
realize you
think,
were there just hosting an event.
and
Yeah.
I think
was like,
that
"Oh."
probably made the experience cooler for them, because at the end
Yeah.
of the night they were like, "Oh wait, they've never done this here before, so whatever happened, they didn't even know was going to happen."
Yeah.
Well, we went through the two buildings, and then I followed, Alan and Larissa down, and we went over the little bridge and walked out in the path. And that was about as, that was more creepy than being inside the buildings, because Alan and I are like, it was like we could hear something walking through the field, and Larissa is walking out into the field. Like, Alan, point the SLS out here. There's something out here. And we're like, just stop. Come back to us. She's like wandering out into the field. So
And
that was
like, I don't know. I can't. I won't walk out to the field.
No,
No.
she didn't. Marlena didn't even want to go to the path. I was like, "Let's go
Nope.
to the path," and Marlena goes,
I looked at her and I said, "No, ma'am."
like,
I was like, "I don't want Sasquatch coming after me." I was like, "No, thank you."
we're walking quiet down the path, and it's at night, so you hear movement and you have no idea what it is. And that's about the
and our
time
group was
Larissa
so excited.
Yeah, that's about the time Larissa's like, "Let's walk out. I'm going out here. There's something out here." And I'm like, "Have at it."
Yep. I was like, "Nee."
Yeah, that was a good time. You have to join us for more events.
Yes.
Oh, I definitely will. Yeah,
And
there's
thanks for
definitely.
being on. I said thank you for being on.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you for having me. I will. Like I said, I will keep sharing things I find from your events, and then that'll be an excuse for you to bring me back.
We'll have you come on anytime, and we appreciate you sharing your evidence with us.
Oh, no problem. Like I said earlier, I'm a big supporter of sharing everything I find. I think that's I'm in this for the greater good. May not be the right words for it, but it's
Parasites.
yeah, definitely. And the more people you can get to see things that you found that are compelling pieces of evidence, the more value you can give to them. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yep.
We agree. All right, guys. I'm gonna play this commercial, and Casey, I'm sorry, I don't know whose name you're under on the ending commercial, but the next time you come on, I promise it'll be correct. All right. Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m., guys. We got a new guest for you with some new evidence from new locations. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you thought it was paranormal, let us know in the comments. We do go back and check that all out. And if you watch from Third Eye Events Productions page, please just tell us your name when you're in the comments. All right. Have a good night. Don't be a skeptic. Keep an open mind.